you ever reached a stage where you finally have more time, but your mind still feels busy and unsettled? Have you ever wondered why growing older can feel like losing things on the outside, yet it can also become the most meaningful chapter on the inside? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about a gentle way to grow old, rooted in Buddhist wisdom. Not a loud promise, not a perfect routine. A gentle way, the kind that helps you focus on your own life, protect your peace, and stop being pulled everywhere by fear, guilt, and other people's expectations. Because there is a quiet truth that many people only learn late. Old age does not automatically bring calm. Calm comes from practice, and practice is possible at any age. When people say focus on your life in old age, some people feel uncomfortable. They worry it sounds selfish. But Buddhist focus is not selfishness. It is clarity. It is the ability to stop wasting attention on what creates suffering and start investing attention in what creates peace. When you focus this way, you become kinder, not colder. You become steadier, not isolated. You become less reactive, not less loving. I want to start with a story, because a gentle way to grow old is not a theory. It is a lived rhythm. Imagine someone named Grace. She is 74. For decades she lived in service to others, family needs, work demands, community obligations. She was proud of being capable. She was the person who handled problems quickly. People relied on her. But in the last few years, her body has slowed a little. Her sleep is lighter. Her energy has a smaller budget. And she notices something that surprises her. She feels more irritated than she wants to be, more anxious than she expected, more sensitive to noise, more tired of conflict. She begins to feel guilty for feeling this way, because she tells herself she should be grateful. One day, after a family gathering that left her drained, Grace is alone at home and realizes a truth she cannot unsee. I have been living as if my attention belongs to everyone else first, and now I am paying the price with my peace. That sentence becomes her turning point. Not because she suddenly abandons her family or stops caring, but because she decides to learn a gentler way to live. A way where she still loves people, but she no longer abandons herself. A way where she still helps when she can, but she no longer helps from guilt. A way where she still faces aging honestly, but she stops treating aging as humiliation. She begins exploring Buddhist teachings, not for a label, for a path. And through that path, she learns 8 lessons that guide her into a gentler way to grow old. The first lesson is that your attention is your life, so guard it with wisdom. Buddhism teaches mindfulness and right effort. Right effort is not pushing harder. Right effort is using energy skillfully. In old age, you learn quickly that energy is precious. If you spend attention on endless noise, you will feel tired even when you did nothing physically difficult. If you feed your mind constant agitation, your nervous system will never truly rest. Grace notices how her attention leaks. She reads stressful news and feels tense. She listens to complaint loops and feels heavy. She scrolls and compares and feels behind. She replays old conversations and loses sleep. She tries to solve other people's problems in her head and feels exhausted. So she makes a gentle boundary, not a dramatic rule. A simple practice. Before she gives attention to something, she pauses and asks, is this nourishing or is this draining? She starts limiting what she consumes. She reduces late-night stimulation. She chooses fewer sources of information. She stops feeding her mind what keeps it sick. The change is subtle but powerful. The world does not suddenly become quiet, but her inner world becomes less crowded. And that is the beginning of gentle aging. The second lesson is to befriend impermanence, so change stops feeling like betrayal. Buddhist wisdom teaches impermanence. Everything conditioned changes. Bodies change. Relationships change. Plans change. Seasons change. Even emotions change. Many people suffer because they want an exception. They want the body to remain familiar. They want the future to remain predictable. They want joy to stay. They want loss to not arrive. Grace realizes that much of her anxiety is a war against change. She was not only dealing with the body slowing down, she was also dealing with the mind insisting it should not. She begins practicing a quiet sentence when she feels resistance. This changes. She says it when her joints feel stiff. She says it when a friend disappoints her. She says it when she feels fear at night. This changes. At first it feels strange. Then she notices it reduces panic. Because panic often comes from the belief that what is happening now will last forever, or that it proves something terrible about the future. Impermanence reminds her that conditions move. Emotions rise and fall. Life is not fixed. This does not remove pain. It removes unnecessary suffering. And that is what a gentle way to grow old looks like. The third lesson is to stop living from comparison and return to your own path. Comparison becomes cruel in later life. You compare your health to someone else. You compare your finances. You compare your family. You compare your body to your younger self. You compare your life story to a fantasy of what it should have been. Buddhism sees comparison as craving for a different reality. Craving creates suffering because it turns the present into a mistake. Grace notices that after she talks to certain friends, she feels smaller. She notices that after she watches certain content, she feels behind. She realizes she is measuring herself against images and assumptions, not against truth. She starts practicing a new question whenever comparison appears. What is my life asking of me today? Not what others are doing, not what society expects. My actual life today. This question brings her back to reality, and reality is where peace can be practiced. The fourth lesson is to treat your body as a companion, not as an enemy. A gentle way to grow old requires a gentle relationship with the body. Buddhism does not worship the body and does not hate it. It respects it as a temporary home, a vehicle for practice. The body changes, yes, but you can still care for it with devotion and wise effort. Grace used to judge her body quickly. If she felt tired, she called herself weak. If she felt stiff, she assumed decline. If she needed rest, she felt shame. She realizes this inner cruelty is not helping her. It is only tightening her nervous system. So she changes the inner voice. When fatigue arrives, she says, "My body needs gentleness." When stiffness arrives, she says, "My body is speaking." When she needs rest, she says, "Rest is wise." She also begins simple physical care, gentle walking, light stretching, balance practice, hydration, regular checkups. She does these things without obsession. She does them as respect. Slowly, her relationship with the body becomes peaceful. The body still changes, but her mind stops attacking it. And that reduces suffering more than most people realize. The fifth lesson is to observe thoughts without obeying them. Overthinking steals old age quietly. The mind replays the past and rehearses the future. It argues with people who are not present. It creates disasters to feel prepared. But worry does not create safety. It creates exhaustion. Buddhism teaches mindfulness, the ability to witness thoughts as events rather than commands. You do not have to believe every thought you think. Grace learns a simple phrase. Thinking is happening. When fear thoughts appear, she labels them fear thought. When regret appears, regret thought. When planning becomes obsessive, planning thought. Then she returns to the breath. She feels her feet on the floor. She softens her shoulders. She lengthens the exhale. At first she is shocked by how many thoughts appear. Then she realizes the mind has always been like this. She just used to follow it automatically. Now she is learning to watch without drowning. This is a major part of gentle aging. A mind that can observe itself is a mind that can rest. The sixth lesson is to release resentment because resentment is heavy luggage. Many people carry old anger into old age. Anger at family, anger at partners, anger at friends, anger at themselves. The body pays the price. The nervous system stays tight. The face stays tense. Sleep becomes harder. Joy becomes smaller. Buddhism teaches that clinging creates suffering. Resentment is clinging to pain. Forgiveness is not pretending nothing happened. Forgiveness is refusing to keep poisoning yourself. Grace realizes she still carries resentment toward a sibling who never helped in hard times. She also carries resentment toward herself for choices she made under stress. These resentments are not loud every day, but they live in the background like weight. She begins a slow forgiveness practice. She does not force emotion. She simply says, "I do not want to carry this anymore." She writes letters she does not send. She speaks when it is possible. She also practices understanding that people act from their own fear and ignorance. This does not excuse harm. It helps her release the grip. As resentment softens, her mind becomes lighter. A gentle life is a lighter life. The seventh lesson is to practice loving kindness so your focus becomes warm, not self-absorbed. Some people fear that focusing on your own life means you become selfish. Buddhism pairs mindfulness with compassion so focus becomes wise and warm. Loving kindness practice trains the heart toward goodwill. Grace begins a short morning practice. May I be safe. May I be at ease. May I be free from unnecessary suffering. Then she extends it outward. May others be safe. May others be at ease. She does not always feel it deeply. She practices anyway. Over time, her tone softens. She becomes less reactive. She listens more. She speaks more gently. She notices that her relationships improve because she is no longer giving from exhaustion. She is giving from steadiness. This is one of the hidden gifts of focusing on your own life. It purifies love. The eighth lesson is to remember mortality, so you stop postponing peace. A gentle way to grow old requires clarity about time. Buddhism contemplates mortality not to frighten you, but to awaken you. When you remember that life is uncertain, you stop wasting energy on trivial battles. You stop postponing love. You stop carrying unnecessary burdens. You simplify. You practice. Grace begins a gentle reflection each morning. This life is uncertain. This body changes. Therefore, I will live today with kindness. I will not postpone peace. This reflection does not make her anxious. It makes her clear. She starts calling people she loves sooner. She apologizes faster. She forgives more quickly. She spends more time on quiet moments that nourish her. A warm drink, a slow walk, a sincere conversation, a moment of gratitude. She realizes peace is not a future location. Peace is a practice now. Now let me bring these 8 lessons into one lived day. Because a gentle way to grow old is built from ordinary moments. Grace wakes and takes 3 slow breaths before touching any noise. She feels her body. She softens tension. She chooses what she will feed her mind today. She eats simply without flooding herself with agitation. She takes a gentle walk and feels her steps. She says no to one unnecessary obligation without long explanations. She notices comparison and returns to her own path. She notices guilt and lets it pass. She feels an ache and responds with care instead of panic. She catches an overthinking loop and labels it. She offers loving kindness quietly. She ends the day with gratitude and a longer exhale. Nothing here is dramatic, yet everything here is powerful. This is how a peaceful chapter is built, one return at a time. I want to speak to you directly now. If you feel like old age is pulling you away from yourself, you can come back. You can come back through attention, through breath, through kindness, through letting go, through practice. You do not need to change your whole life overnight. Start smaller than your mind thinks you need. One breath, one boundary, one walk with presence, 1 hour of less noise, one moment of forgiving the past for 1 minute, one kind sentence to yourself, one decision to stop postponing peace. That is how you grow old gently, not by avoiding reality, but by meeting reality with wisdom and compassion. Now, I want to ask you a question. What is the one thing that steals your peace most often right now? Fear, guilt, comparison, resentment, or overthinking? And what is one small practice from today that you are willing to try in the exact moment it appears? Share your thoughts in the comments if you want to. Your story might help someone else who is also learning how to grow old gently. If this video helped you, please support the channel by subscribing, liking, and commenting. It helps more people find this calm wisdom when they need it most. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take one slow breath right now. Feel your body supported. Let the shoulders soften. Let the jaw relax. And remember, a gentle old age is not a matter of luck. It is a matter of practice. Practice that turns time into wisdom and change into peace. Until next time, be gentle, be steady, and keep coming home to what matters.